everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So, I am going to be reacting to another fan-made Thomas story. This one was adapted by ShunterProductions and was written by, I think, Railway Sparrow and Brighton Tira. I think that's what it is. Can't really remember the second one. And this one is called Old Snow Coaches. So yeah, old snow coaches. So as we all know, it's the winter. See, it's winter now. Christmas is coming. Only 19 days until Christmas. Where's this year gone? So I think, and this story was uploaded on June 20th. It was a snow story uploaded in the summer. That is something I wasn't expecting. Something I definitely was not expecting ShunterProductions to do. But yeah, this one definitely feels like it's going to be a bit interesting. It is to watch it is right there because it stars Annie and Clarabelle as the main characters, and I think Thomas as well. But Old Snow Coach, it's called Old Snow Coaches because they're obviously coaches. Yes, it was Brighton Tira, and it's told by someone called Smudger, coincidentally. So yeah, this story, and when I saw this story, I remember when this story was first uploaded back, and I was like, you know what? Doesn't make sense to me to react to a snow story in the middle of sweltering temperatures in the summer. So I was like, you know what? I'll save this video for December. A winter story as part of reacting to hopefully some snow Christmas themed videos, whatever you like to call it. So, yep, here I am, almost nearly half a year later after it was uploaded. Well, 5 months ago, 5.5 months ago. We have Old Snow Coaches I'm going to be reacting to now. What was the last video from ShunterProductions I reacted to? That was Spilt Fuel. Spilt Fuel was the last story by ShunterProductions that I did react to. You want to see my reaction to that out? I'll have that up in the top right corner of your screen. There's actually a few more videos on his channel that I'm quite intrigued with, so might get the opportunity to react to them if I get the opportunity to. But I guess only time will tell. Only time will tell if I'm able to. But Old Snow Coach has been been looking forward to reacting to this once December rolls around. Now we're in December. Now feels the perfect time to react to it. I really enjoy ShunterProductions videos. I think the first Thomas reaction I did on this channel, no, the second Thomas reaction I did on this channel was a video by him. So definitely going to be fascinating to watch, see what happens in this story. Links to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below, as always. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get straight into this.
Winters on Thomas's branch line were always very harsh, and no one felt it more than Annie and Clarabelle. Unlike most coaches, they were fitted with special gear so that Thomas didn't need to run around them at the top station. His driver would enter a little cab in Clarabelle and use special controls connected to Thomas to drive the train back down the branch line.
Push-pull train.
When the weather grew cold, their frames would freeze stiff. Every morning, before the first train, the firelighter would get some hot water and would splash over any ice which had formed below the carriages. Percy couldn't see the point. "I'm freezing," he complained one morning. "Why hasn't my fire been lit? Why does the firelighter care about keeping the coaches warm?" "It's for safety reasons, Percy," Thomas would argue.
Yeah.
"It's not done for their comfort." But the little green engine wouldn't listen. Early one morning, Percy was feeling restless. He was waiting impatiently in his shed. It was extra cold, and he almost thought the water in his tanks would freeze over. Soon the firelighter arrived. Percy was the only one awake, and this gave him an idea. He coughed as innocently as possible. Excuse me?" he asked in his sweetest voice.
What is it?
"There's been a change of plans. You're to light my fire right away before you do anything else." The firelighter was confused, but was too cold to stand around and argue.
Another one of Percy's old tricks.
Soon, Percy's fire was lit, and he was very pleased with himself. The firelighter routinely moved on to Thomas and Toby, and soon all forgot about Annie and Clarabelle. It was soon time for the first train, and Thomas went to fetch his coaches. He was surprised to see them both still asleep. "Come along, wake up," he whistled. Oh, it's dreadfully cold, Clarabel yawned. Much colder than yesterday, Annie muttered.
Uh-oh.
Indeed, I do hope our passengers are warm enough.
Percy's going to regret this, he is. Percy's about to get in trouble.
At first, things seemed to be going well, but by the time they got to the junction, Clarabel felt stiff to her frames. I'm ever so cold. I think something's wrong.
Yeah, it was on record. Oops, sorry.
You're always cold, Thomas laughed. Once we get going, you'll warm up nicely.
Let's fingers crossed they do.
But she wasn't convinced. All the way to the top station, Clarabel felt stiff, and even Annie started to complain.
I have a feeling something bad's going to happen.
When they reached the big station, they spoke up again. Something is definitely wrong, the coaches fumed, and we aren't moving until it's sorted. There was nothing Thomas could do to convince them otherwise, and so that's what they did. The station master called for a workman who came and checked them over.
Okay.
When he looked under, it didn't take long to find the problem. Well, bless me! Your undercarriages are like ice rinks, he explained.
Oh!
You're jammed up with ice. But how could that happen? The firelighter always makes sure to warm us up, Annie asked in surprise. I don't know, Thomas scoffed. But this has Percy's name written all over it,
yeah,
he said crossly. Annie and Clarabel were very cross too, and thought just about what they'd say to Percy when they got back. It took a while for Thomas to calm them down. That night, Thomas, Annie and Clarabel had to stay at the top station while workmen tried to heat the ice. When morning came, the men finally managed to melt the ice, but there was one problem after another. The points are frozen over, explained the station master. You won't be able to run around your train, Thomas. You're trapped. Trapped?
Oh dear.
But can't I just push the train up the branch with Clarabel in front? He reasoned. No, you can't, argued the station master.
Why not?
The tracks are blocked, and you'll get stuck without your snowplough. Oh dear, we'll be stuck here all night again.
Oh dear.
Annie worried. Never mind us. What about our poor passengers? Called Clarabel. Suddenly, Thomas had an idea. Please, sir, what if we coupled a snowplough to Clarabel? She could push the snow for me.
That is a good idea.
Thought for a moment. Would you do it? He asked, turning to the coaches. I've never heard of such a thing, but it could work. We at least have to try, they both agreed. And so it was arranged. A small snowplow was attached to Clarabel's front.
Oh, this is going to be
Slowly
interesting.
but surely, the strange-looking train started up the branch line. The snow was thick, and Clarabel quickly understood Thomas's grievances about snowplows.
Yes.
It was heavy and uncomfortable as it buffeted with snow. It wasn't easy for Thomas either. Unable to see, he had to rely on Annie passing on Clarabel and his driver's instructions now more than ever before. One wrong move could cause his wheels to slip dangerously on the icy rails.
Come on, Thomas.
It was dark by the time they returned to the station at the end of the line.
Hooray!
With one final puff, Thomas, Annie and Clara brought the train into the platform. Percy, Toby and Daisy were waiting for them, and all three cheered. The passengers thanked the engine, coaches and crew for getting them home safely too.
Well done, Thomas.
Well, Thomas, I know you dislike your snowplow, but this is a bit far, came a voice. Everyone froze as they saw the Fat Controller walking up the platform. Well, you see, sir, Thomas started, but the Fat Controller held up his hand. I've been informed of what's happened, he said with a smile, before turning to face the yard. After Thomas's accident with the station master's house, you should know better than play around with firelighters. Shouldn't you, Percy? He said firmly. Percy gasped and looked down at his buffers. Yes, sir.
Oh, Percy's getting scolded.
Since you want to have your fire lit before everyone else, you can. You will wake up early and clear the branch line of snow. Maybe the cold will let you appreciate Annie and Clarabelle's position.
Yep.
Percy could only gulp. The Fat Controller returned his gaze to Thomas and his coaches. I think you all deserve a rest. Well done, all of you.
Yeah.
Thomas smiled warily as he took Annie and Clarabelle back to their shed. True to his word, the Fat Controller had Percy clearing the snow all winter before dawn. Percy soon apologised to the coaches, and all three are good friends again. But from that day onwards, whenever someone asked about firelighters, Percy's face went as pale as the snow.
Lol.
This video is not made for kids.
Wait.
It is for older
Wait
fans
for it.
and adults only. So fuck off and enjoy the video.
Thank you, Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, I really thought Percy was going to get away with what he did right there, but at least the Fat Controller made sure he scolded Percy by giving him an appropriate punishment right there. But I don't think Percy will be doing silly stuff with firelighters again anytime. Be convincing firelighters to do him first anymore. Oh my god! So that's what happens to Annie and Clarabelle's undercarriages. They get frozen over. They do. I never knew that could be possible on coaches. Excuse me. Wow, that was something I wasn't expecting right there. So Annie and Clarabelle may be old coaches, but that they were top thanks to Thomas's thing. But they are really reliable coaches. They are, and I really like what Thomas did right there with the Clarabelle having a snowplow attached to the back of her. That was quite creative right there. Never had I thought to expect a coach with a snowplow attached to it. That completely unexpected right there. But lol, Percy got his coppins at least. And the Fat Controller made sure he was punished by having Percy clear the branch line early every morning for the rest of that winter. And Percy does not like to talk like the topic of firelighters again. Firelighters after that. So I don't think he'll be convincing a firelighter to do him first again anytime soon. I like the reference to Thomas Comes to Breakfast right there, but that was a good story. I mean, Railway Sparrow and Brighton Terror really thought it over. Really liked the creative idea that both of you had with Clarabelle being attached to a snowplow. That is something I was definitely not expecting right there. What was I going to say? And yeah, that's basically all I got to say. That was actually quite a good story. It was definitely worth the wait. It was, and can't wait to react to some more of Shunter's videos. I'm recording, Mum! Sorry about my mum right there. Once again, yelling when I'm trying to record, but like I said, if you do want to check out my previous Thomas reactions, whenever it's a trains adaptation or audio story, I'll play this up in the top right corner of your screen right now. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this fan-made Thomas story I reacted to. And what was your reaction to seeing Clarabelle with a snowplow attached to her? Let me know. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram. A link to that will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified when I upload new videos or when I post in the community tab, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!